Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I just got my first BGS submission back a little while ago. 7 cards, all one piece. I already know the grades because I sent it in through my local card shop. They were at a card show that I was at, and I thought it'd be easier for them to send it in for me. That way I don't have to worry about shipping or anything. Let's get into it. The first card, it's the Luffy from OP05. It's the Oda R1 non-signature. I really wanted this card in a black label. I bought like around 50 raw of these cards, and then this is like the only one that I thought was clean enough to send in. Apparently it still wasn't good enough. There's 9.5 on surface. I couldn't really see anything after looking at it carefully, so I'll probably be GCRing this, hopefully get it bumped up to black label. The next 2 cards are the Treasure Namis from OP06. Again, these cards, this card I also really like, and I bought a lot of them. Bought like 30 of them too. And these 2 are the only ones that look clean enough to me. I guess this one I kind of agree with it because the left side is slightly heavier than the right side. That's why I got a 9.5 center. But I've seen like black labels with like really bad centering. It's all up to grader, I guess. This one, to me, it looks like it's perfect 50-50 centering, so I'll probably be cracking this one out and sending it in with my next BGS submission, see what they say about it. Next one's pretty interesting. It's the OP01 Nami alt art, but this is the pre-rata one. Basically it says reveal 1 instead of reveal up to 1. It's like the first edition of One Piece, because like the card game was originally printed in Japanese, but then it got printed in English, and I guess the translation wasn't the best for this one. Didn't really make that much sense. So then the second print run later, they added the up to. So this is like the first edition, which is like a lot more expensive. I think maybe 2 to 3 times more expensive than the regular one. This one I knew wasn't gonna get a high grade because there's a print dot on it. I'm not sure if you guys can see. So I was just kind of curious to see what BGS would grade it as. I honestly wasn't expecting this high of a grade, but I'll be definitely cracking this out and then sending it to PSA. So I'm like 99% sure they're just gonna give this a 10. And then the next 2 cards are pretty special. These 2 are the Chinese serial Nami. They're from the first anniversary. Chinese exclusives. They're both serialized. It comes with it comes in the set, and then it's like a gift box. It has a Zoro, Sanji, Chopper, Luffy, and Boa Hancock in it. Normally you get like a red version of this Nami, like the card art is red. I think it's the same card, but this is like the alternate art version of it. It's like 1 in 10 chance to get one of these. They're pretty rare because there's only 500 of these, and then there's only 5,000 of the red ones too. The red ones are pretty rare too. These are like rarer than mangas. I thought these were really clean when I sent them in, but I guess they weren't good enough. This one, I can kind of see why. The front centering looked fine to me, but the back is a little bit right heavy. But like, again, I've seen black labels with much worse centering. It's still up to the grader at the end of the day, I think. For this one, I do see that there is a tiny white dot for the corners, for one of the corners, so it does kind of make sense. But for edges, I talked with a lot of people that grade through BGS, and a lot of them said that they don't really get how BGS grades edges either. So yeah, I think I'll be GCRing these a couple times just because they're really big cards. Hopefully get them bumped up. Yeah, it's still really low pop. This one's like pop 14, and this one's like pop 20 something. I did get a black label. It's really funny. I mean, well, I'll explain why it's funny in a second, but this is the gift collection from 2023. It's a Nami. It's really low pop too. I think it's pop 7. But this is the only card that I picked up at the show. Like all of these, I looked at them very carefully and I brought them from home to get submitted. But this one I picked up at the show and submitted it. And I got a black label. So I guess that's that. I submitted these through the base tier of Beckett, so it's like what, $17-18 with a card for subgrades. It took about 2 months. It says 45 business days, but like that obviously it doesn't include weekends and holidays, and then shipping back and forth is gonna take a little while too. The insurance cost me quite a lot. Beckett's insurance is pretty expensive because it's like $14 for every 1,000, I think. So it adds up quickly, especially for like big cards that are over 1,000 each. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'll have another video up with raw cards that I'm gonna be sending into PSA both Pokemon and One Piece cards, and then another video for cards that I'm gonna send into Beckett. That's it. See ya.